Alright, what's going on, guys? So, you have two ears and one mouth for a reason. Because most of the times, it's better for you to just be quiet and listen. Because you can learn so much from other people if you just be quiet and listen. A lot of times, we just want to talk and talk and talk about ourselves. But see, that's the thing. People like to talk about themselves. So if you just be quiet and listen, you can learn a lot from other people, especially if you are watching if you are watching people online for entertainment. Eventually you can realize that whatever it is you're entertained by, if you truly want to become that, if you just sit down, be quiet, listen to them, study them, success leaves clues. All right, so it could be something that they're saying, something in the way they talk, something that they were talking about in a story, about how they were a couple years back, about how they did this and how they did that. Little by little, you can pick up clues on how they did what they did. So now you can emulate it yourself. And you can basically learn what they did to get the results that they got. All right. So you have to pay attention and you have to study the greats. You have to study people who have made it big. Because at the end of the day, those people are no different than you and I. But you need to study them because once upon a time, they got inspiration from someone else as well. And they studied that person and then they became who they are today. All right. Do you think LeBron James, you don't think he probably studied Michael Jordan? You don't think he was studying Michael Jordan? Seeing what he did, how he dribbled, what moves he did. So then he became LeBron James, one of the greatest. But see, there's people who have done it before us that you can take a look at them and just study them. Simply just study them. Like, watch their content, watch what they do, listen to what they say. Because if someone has achieved greatness, there is something that they did differently than other people. So if you just pay attention and you listen really closely to what they did differently, you can start doing it yourself. Because that's the only thing that differentiates someone from being great and being average. It's just the people who are being great are doing things a little bit differently. There's certain things that they do differently. There's certain things that they don't do. There's certain things that they do. So you have to figure out what it is, whatever field you choose to embark on. If you want to be a music artist, if you want to be an actor, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be a sports basketball player, a football player, whatever it may be. All right. I don't care if you want to be a porn star. OK, you might have to type in Johnny Sins and see how he be stroking. All right. So you might have to look up LeBron James, see how he dribbled. Listen to his interviews. What did he do back in the day? You have to, if you want to be a musician, look up The Weeknd. Look up Drake, people that have made it big. Watch their interviews. Listen to what they talk about. What did they do back in the day? What did they do differently so that they can achieve the success that they have today? Because I promise you, if you just pay attention and you apply whatever it is that they did differently into your life, you can be great yourself. And then people one day will look up to you and study you. One day people will look up to you and say, wow, I wonder how he did it. Let me just listen to what he says. Let me listen to what he has to say. Because somewhere along the way, by you speaking, you will have left clues behind that will show other people the way. Because only people who are going to be successful pay attention for these things. The rest, people who are just going to be average, just watch for entertainment. They might watch LeBron James and they might just think it's funny or fun, whatever it is. If he does a funny interview, if he does an interesting interview, if he does this, if he does that, They're not really thinking nothing of it. They're just thinking he's great, I'm average. This is what it is. But when you think of yourself and you have a big vision and you say, I can become great too, it's a switch. It's like a switch that just turns on and off. Because you go from looking at it from just entertainment to, all right, let me study and let me see what did they do differently. Let me pay attention, and hopefully I can learn something. Because somewhere along the way, they learned something that I haven't learned. So let me figure out what it is. All right, guys, you have 2 ears and you have 1 mouth. So put these things to use and stop using this as much, okay? Like the video. Let me know what you think down below. Peace out.